After what we've been through this winter, that is a welcome view as we take a look at the beach here. It's a few miles away in Fort Lauderdale. Back inside BB&T Center, 106th all-time meeting. Tonight's starting goaltenders. Brought to you by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. Anton Khudobin absorbed the loss Tuesday night against the New York Islanders. On the same night, Roberto Luongo had 37 saves in a 3-2 shootout win over the Ottawa Senators. Kurt Muller sitting on the loss against the Islanders for 48 hours, stewing on it and ready and looking for a bounce-back effort here tonight. Peter Horacek, the interim coach, took over for Kevin Dineen earlier this season, looking to shake free of that interim tag and possibly could be their coach moving forward. The referees tonight are Greg Kimmerly and Jean Hébert. Tim Nowak and Pierre Racicot on the line. Sit back and enjoy this one. Ron Hainsey is paired on defense with John Michael Lyles. The Hurricanes start with a forward line of Eric Staal and a Florida Panther first-round pick in 1996, Radek Dvorak on one flank, along with Manny Malhotra.
Oh, Eric Staal starting on this line. This is the road team, of course, submits their lineup first. This is a unique threesome up front for the Hurricanes tonight.
I think sentimental choice to get Dvorak in for the first shift here against his former team, the team that drafted him originally. In that season, they went to the Stanley Cup final. Let's take a look at tonight's Storm Tracker.
I totally agree. I just didn't expect Eric Staal to be there with Manny and Radek. And leadership from the puck drop. Maybe that's a chance to be able to establish that, starting your captain with those two veteran guys. Energy and execution. You have to have both, because you have to work and you have to work properly. And after the Hurricanes began this year writing a good story, what they were doing in terms of goals against, they've taken a step back since the Olympic break. Need to tighten up.
Rex Express Care injuries and scratches now at the top of your screen. Rex Healthcare, chosen for excellence. And Roberto Luongo hangs onto that chance right off the hop.
Quick release from Semin, so a good job of getting in on the forecheck, and Semin found a soft little area. And Roberto Luongo goes down, but still with that big frame, not only is very vertical, but holds on.
He has played extremely well. His record is .500 since joining this team, but that's not the whole story. There have been many a night where he has carried this young Florida squad. Brian Campbell now will go D to D. Connecting with Dmitry Kulikov through the center zone. Brad Boyes is denied. Open ice possibly for Nathan Gervey, but it's cut off by Campbell, wedged along by Carolina's Justin Falk. The Panthers now will start from their own zone. Campbell, who's second in terms of total time on the ice among defensemen, out to center ice. Kulikov gains entry. His shot swallowed by Khudobin, and no further play.
And even though the Hurricanes have a different crest than they do when they're not wearing these third jerseys, for Eric Staal tonight, and that first key being leadership, to me, for any individual, player, anybody else, it's all about that crest and what you can do to help this Carolina Hurricanes organization right now. We spoke in our pregame show of him taking care of his effort and the defensive side of the puck. I truly believe everything else will take care of itself if he does.
Third sweaters tonight for the Hurricanes, as we see, and that is at the request of the Florida Panthers, who wanted to wear their road sweaters tonight in front of this home crowd. Now it goes deep. John Michael Lyles in control. It's away from the attacking forechecker, and out to center ice they cross. Loktionov right out in front. Eric Staal given a tug by Jesse Winchester, and the Hurricanes will test their power play early.
Jiri Tlusty, always reliable defensively, makes a great play. He chips a puck to create a 2-on-1 that could have led to a chance, but certainly leads to the first power play of the game. You hear Greg Kimmerly with the call. Here's Jiri Tlusty. See, he draws Gabranson, the defenseman who might be the future captain for Florida. That's a bad pinch for him back in the lineup. Good look from Loktionov, knowing that Eric Staal had a step, draws the penalty in the process.
Kane power play, 29th overall. They sit 26th on the road. Florida's kill, number 30, dead last, 29th at home. Carolina, 5 out of 21 in the last 5 with a manpower advantage. Now we take a look at Jay Harrison. Moved along for Riley Nash. Approaching Brian Campbell. He'll get it deep. Around the boards it goes. Skinner covers up at the point. He'll send it across for Nash. Right back for 53. Jeff Skinner in control. Holding onto it now. He'll drop it all the way back, and it's held in nicely by Riley Nash. Jay Harrison inside for Elias Lindholm. Lindholm in back of Luongo. Moved along the wing for Loktionov, and now Harrison will dust it off. Andrei Loktionov down the boards. Lindholm, Harrison, one-timer denied. Luongo off the stick of Riley Nash. Now it's played by Lindholm. He's denied, and it's cleared, but not. Yes, it is out as it pops over the stick of Jay Harrison and back out.
The Hurricanes start with their younger of their 2 power play units, and this is where you have to get off and get a change so the other unit can go to work.
Carolina crossing the line. Jordan Staal feeds for John Michael Lyles. He got it back. Ed Jovanovski off the back of the goal. Kobe Roback is there, the young defenseman, 47 in white, and now Lyles. Moved to the outside, a give back by Semin. Lyles again for Andrei Sekera. A tip right on. Luongo makes a dandy of a stop that time on the redirect, and it's carried out by Quentin Howden.
Already a substantially better start for Eric Staal. Drawing the penalty, and there that nice tip save from Luongo than the other night.
Sekera moved along for John Michael Lyles. Sekera punches deep. Played here by the captain, Eric Staal, in control. He'll turn. Wrist one, fought off by Luongo. Loose out in front. Brad Boyes gets to it. And the Panthers will escape harm as they get it out. Brad Boyes cutting, getting room. On the wing now, Sean Bergenheim tries to center one. Semin had it, lost it. Eric Goodbranson gave it away to Riley Nash. Winchester's out of the box. Nash over the line. No friends to pass to. Sealed off by Winchester. And now taking over is Dylan Olsen.
Branson, again, a defenseman who's been out of the lineup with a lower body injury. That's the second time he has really jumped in pinching fashion, so that's something you might want to take advantage of.
Nash given a rough ride that time by Dylan Olsen. Justin Falk fanning on one. Peppered a bit by Scott Gomez. The Panthers now will move it all the way back as we see in the Carolina zone. Ron Hainsey out to neutral ice. Kulikov is there in a battle with Jeff Skinner, and the Hurricanes start again. They wheel it back in their own zone. Nash out to center ice. Just over 4 minutes gone in this opening period. Third and final meeting. The Hurricanes have won the previous 2. Chris Barch says hello to Ron Hainsey as the Hurricanes attempt to get it out. A pinch by Brian Campbell. Dwyer out to center. Fought off by Radek Dvorak. He'll get it deep.
See, the Hurricanes spent more time in their own end than they wanted to because Nash wasn't strong enough on a puck. Just exiting his own zone caused a turnover.
Christopher Barch now elevates the puck. Clears it all the way back in the Carolina zone. Brett Belmore back to get it. Headmanning nicely for Patrick Dwyer. To the outside, they cross. Dvorak this way for Manny Malhotra. The veteran looks around. His pass detected. Did a good job that time at the defense by Jovanovski. Kobe Roback gets to it. Laid along for Brandon Peary and back out to center ice.
Jovanovski coming back from a major surgery that would have ended the careers of a lot of players. He's in as good a shape as I've ever seen him. He's a true pro.
He too in his second go-around with this franchise. Now Olsen with a screenshot wide of Hudobin. Nathan Gerby through center ice for Alex Semin. On and off his stick, defended by Florida's Dylan Olsen. He gets it from Brandon Peary, a couple of former Chicago Blackhawks, and now the Panthers scale it back out.
Yeah, part of that Chris Versteeg deal, who is in his second go-around with the Chicago Blackhawks, and we saw him score a goal last Friday night for the Hawks.
Second time around, sometimes not so bad. Now, Nick Bukestad, his first go-around, young first-rounder out in front, defended by Andrei Sekera. Played out of the corner, they cross. Pass intended for Boyes. He'll turn it back on this line with Bergenheim and Bukestad. Brian Campbell at the point, just by Brad Boyes, who's having a nice season. He turns away from Andrei Sekera. Boyes along the wall, inside for Bukestad, and by him, a couple of Minnesotans get after it here. Justin Falk and Bukestad, and now it's cut off by Sean Bergenheim. Out in front, between the legs of Brad Boyes, and turning back is Eric Staal.
However, not the second go-around of a Bukestad in the NHL, because his father played.
There you go. Now Kulikov up top. Holding it, Scotty Upshall. Kulikov again, a slow developing play. It's Bergenheim. He'll dance, shoot one. Caught off by Hudobin. Loose in the slot, held in by Scotty Upshall. He'll throw on the brakes ahead of Justin Falk. To the point man, Kulikov, as the crowd comes to life. Shot taken by Upshall, canceled by Falk. And now Vincent Trocheck, young rookie, attempts to get to it. Broken up here by Eric Staal, and they get it back out.
Trocheck has a very bright future. Falk initially waved the wand, as they say, where he was playing the stick, not the body. And it led to a good chance. Then he got way up high in a forward's position typically, got in the shooting lane and blocked a shot. For Justin Falk right now, just worry about his body positioning. Don't worry about where the puck's at. If you keep that body position in a good spot, you'll be fine.
6 shots on goal so far. 4 taken by Carolina. Olsen now plays it off the glass and back out. Lyles will settle it down. Right back in the zone, fielded by Roberto Luongo. Eric Goodbranson back from injury here tonight. Dug out by Jeff Skinner. Skinner goes to work away from Dylan Olsen. Good work by Carolina's 53. Luongo said no. Loosened back of the goal, Lindholm. Now Skinner holding onto it. He'll turn to the outside. Defended by Scott Gomez as they go to the corner. Goodbranson tries to clear, not out. Good play by Lindholm. Lyles with a shot, and Luongo got a piece of it. Scott Gomez coming back, and finally Jimmy Hayes will circle back in his own zone, and because of the line change, wheel back out.
Good work as the high forward by Riley Nash. Much more hunger than he had right outside of his own blue line the last shift. See, that's what hunger can do. It led to a grade A chance from being in a responsible spot.
Quentin Howden clears ahead. Now Holtra's back for Carolina. 11:29 left in a scoreless first 20 here as we take a look at the shots on goal. They cross the line. Now Holtra from Dvorak. Now Belmore. A wrister. Blocker down by Luongo and captured by Brandon Peary off the glass and back out. Carolina looking for that good start, and so far so good in terms of energy and the amount of scoring chances they've had.
No doubt about it. And they haven't always had that in this building. I mean, it's been a blue moon and then some since we've been here, but we used to come here all the time. That you and I should have gotten a second home, and they didn't always have good starts.
Now Eric Talusti holding on to it. He'll delay and score! Yuri Talusti gets the pass from Eric Stahl, and the Canes are off and running.
Well, for those of you that watch the pregame show and the sit-down with Eric Stahl and trying to rebound from a tough start for him and his whole team, this is very good. Let's watch Loktionov. Talusti's going to end up making a great play to Eric Stahl. Stretch pass, from behind the net, and the Florida player misplays it. And Brian Campbell, known as more of an offensive defenseman, he was in no man's land there to be able to do anything about that pass. And what Stahl did after getting on the offensive side of the puck, which worked out for him, is you want to make a pass on a 2-on-1 if you can by the tops of the circles. After that, that lane evaporates.
Up the draw, the Panthers now on the attack. Brian Campbell has room. Ambling in the zone, he'll circle. He'll go to the outside of Andrei Loktionov. Campbell in control, down low. Holding onto it now is Nick Bjugstad out in front, off a stick. It went off Justin Falk. Bjugstad getting it back. His shot hung on to by Anton Hudobin. 13th goal of the season. The Canes needed this, and they get it in South Florida. The first goal of this game from Yuri Talusti.
First, it's 1-0 Canes, but it was not the same result on Tuesday night when the Hurricanes allowed 4 goals in the first 11 minutes. That brings us to our Geico quote where Jay Harrison talks about that start to the game. He says, "It's unexplainable at this point. The feeling we had and the effort we had, that's not our game or our preparation. We clearly weren't ready to go. That's unacceptable. The accountability within this room is coming to a point where this cannot be tolerated." Good to see they're turning things around, getting on the board early, guys.
Yeah, Chantel, good signs the first 9 minutes and change.
Well, they've been a good bounce-back team all year, so they're showing signs of that again. But sometimes your mind can end up working to a paralyzing situation, but not so far here in the first period. They've had a good start, and John, let's take a look at this, because I think Belmore actually might have taken a look up the ice and saw that Eric Stahl was on the right side of the puck to create offense. See him take a look? This is a set play, but watch the upper left-hand portion of your screen. Kulikov, the defenseman, jumps up and takes a chance, couldn't play the puck. Unfortunately, we're not able to see the tail end, but I think Belmore might have seen that just because his head was up.
Luongo swats that one away, and now Nathan Gerby. Inside for Jordan Stahl. Vincent Trocheck is on him in support of it now, and turning back with control of that puck is Alex Semin. John Michael Lyles denied. Battle won here by Thomas Fleischman, and out they come. He has only 35 scoring points, but Scotty Upshaw leads them, and Skabranson's shot is handled by Anton Hudobin. Now Trocheck, back of the goal, tied up, out of the corner. Played here by Jordan Stahl, denied by Thomas Fleischman. John Michael Lyles through the center zone. Semin will go off on a line change, and Carolina, I'll check that thought, they're guilty of icing the puck here, so they'll all stay out there.
Let's watch the rest of that replay, John. And Belmore takes a look, and I think he sees, do you see Kulikov? he takes a chance here. Wasn't able to play the puck. That leads to the 2-on-1. Eric Staal makes the decision early by the tops of the circles. Beautifully executed goal. And then Khudobin, his first early test on this last sequence.
Face-off one by Florida. Bergenheim denied by Khudobin. Out of the corner, Nick Bukestad. Defended by Ron Hainsey. Roback broken up here. Good move by Jordan Staal. Carolina will get it out. Alexander Semin now will get the line change as he floats it all the way in on Luongo.
Well, you mentioned Bukestad there. I know Ed Jovanovski. Tough turnover there. Good pressure there. 2 men on the puck at the right time.
Here's Lindholm for a shot. Shut down by Luongo. And no further play. 9:08 left to go in period 1. BB&T Center so far kind to the Hurricanes. Staal doing his best to lead by example. It starts with a couple of chances on the power play.
Strongest form of action, and he's done something noticeable every time he's been on the ice there. A nice tip with his range. He had drawn this penalty and gets the puck to the front of the net and then makes the pass on the goal right at the tops of the circles. But that's an example where he was playing wing. I will never use the word cheat in hockey because I think it never pays, but he can go for it a little more offensively. Laktianov was the center helping out Belmore in his own end. So that's the benefit of playing wing. We don't know where he'll end up staying, but that is why you might think about putting him there in the first place.
That's the thinking behind that. You take a look at the Hurricane record when they do score first. It's Jiri Tlusty tonight is 13th from Eric Staal at 9:09. Justin Falk goes to work on Jesse Winchester. Takes a hit from him as they jam along the boards, and you see it up close out of the pileup. Riley Nash pinned along the wall by Ed Jovanovski. They continue to grind. Dug out by Nash out of the scrum. The puck is fought for. It finally kicks out. Nash has control nicely back for Falk. Point to point. Now Sekera. His winder cut off by Luongo. He'll slow it down. Should the Canes win tonight, all Caniacs win. Get 50% off your entire menu price online order at participating Papa John's the day after a Canes win. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Andre Sekera, after having a rare off night against the Islanders, the team didn't practice yesterday. He texted Dave Lewis, the assistant coach running the defense. He said, can you come in and can we watch the game from start to finish? Because I need to see with video evidence what I did wrong. That's why this guy's a winner.
Absolutely. Now it's played off the boards and back. Jay Harrison in control. Out to center ice. They bring it along. Florida chokes it off. Fleischman gets in the way along with Upshaw. Now Harrison paired with Brett Belmore. Belmore in control. Moving it back for Jay Harrison through the center zone. A little chip by Andre Laktianov. Roberto Luongo plays it along the boards. Eric Stahl's stationed there. It goes deep. Laktianov away from Kulikov. Broken up here, and now the Panthers buzz back out to center ice. Upshaw for Brian Campbell. A drop pass detected by Eric Staal, and here they come. Eric over the line. On his off wing, lays it back. Laktianov for Tlusty. Out in front. It never got there. Dylan Olsen with the block.
Tough first period for Brian Campbell. He's a high-risk player, and so far there hasn't been any reward.
Harrison knocked down by Dylan Olsen. As it ricochets out to center ice. Radek Dvorak steams in the zone. Shut down by Luongo. And a penalty will follow as Dvorak couldn't stop. He crashes into Luongo, and it all breaks out. Chris Barch has a hold of a man. It's John Michael Lyles out of the pileup. And quickly the linesmen move in.
And Luongo is dazed. There's nothing first impression that Radek Dvorak, two of the more well-known Florida Panthers, because Dvorak actually was part of the team that went to the Stanley Cup Finals way back in, I believe, 1995, losing to UA Krupp and the Avalanche. Okay, left side of your screen. After the fine play by the Hurricanes coming up the same lane, he gets pushed from Gabranson. Could he have stopped? This would be a better look. I think he tries to avoid him at the last second, and unfortunately, not only contacts Luongo inadvertently, in my opinion, but he contacts his head. Tries to get out of the way at the last second. See, to me, John, I don't think that attacking players should be penalized because they work so hard to create separation, to create a scoring chance. If they try to get out of the way at such a fast game, what are they supposed to do? And then you get pushed on top of it all. So I think that's just an unfortunate circumstance. You hope Luongo's okay, and he is.
But again, it's to protect the goaltenders. If they let something like that get out of hand, guys could be running that position all night long. And now Kirk Muller, puzzled a bit, gets an explanation from Greg Kimmerly about probably the duration of the penalty.
I trust the referees to go with feel about whether a player was trying to barrel through the goaltender or not. I think the goalies at times are too protected. I understand it based on the sensitivity due to head injury. We know that this is not Radek Dvorak's reputation. As a matter of fact, it's the antithesis to it. I personally don't even think there should be a penalty here, but I do understand how sensitive referees are to the fact that goaltenders have been hurt. Look at Kari Lehtonen in Dallas within the last month, a collision, and he was concussed. So, I get, see, he's trying to get out of the way here. He's trying to lunge to his right. Gudbranson pushes him in. You want to take it into play of what Dvorak's reputation is. I just don't agree with it. I understand that the referees are very, very sensitive to it. They don't have the benefit of all these replays that we do, by the way. And, so I can see both sides.
Luongo hit the back of his mask, the helmet portion on the goalpost. As we see, he's okay. A 5-minute major, I believe, has been called here on Radek Dvorak.
See, I'd love to see that type of thing be reviewable, because I just don't agree with that call. But I understand the fact that it happens based on the fact that goalies have been, like Lehtonen, have been concussed in the last month.
Erik Gudbranson got a penalty too, so the first 2 minutes will be canceled out as we see it one more time.
Okay, so he's at top speed trying to create a chance, and then he gets the push from Gudbranson. Then to me, the one angle shows he tries to get out of the way. But, hey, go about this situation, a 4-on-4, and then a Florida power play, and you're thankful that Roberto Luongo, who is playing stellar hockey, is all right.
Each team is a -3. Goals for, goals against in 4-on-4 play. Campbell almost turns it over again. He's having a tough time in his own zone. Out to center ice. Brandon Peary detected by Ron Hainsey. A spring pass for Jordan. Jordan Staal throws on the brakes. This way for John Michael Lyles. He'll walk in the zone. Circle the wagons. Hold on to it. Lyles puts on the brakes. Threads across now for a turning Alexander Semin. Semin brings it all the way back out to the center zone, and they start again. Semin in control now. Will think twice again as he moves it back. 5 minutes for charging and a game misconduct on Radek Dvorak. 2 minutes for roughing, I believe, on Erik Gudbranson, as we see the situation, which has 55 seconds left in it in terms of 4-on-4. Elias Lindholm. Justin Falk over the line. He'll move it by the Panther defense. Getting to it here is Colby Roback. Away for Fleischmann. Cut off. They turn it. Skinner. This way for Falk. Holding. Shooting one. Caught by Luongo. .551 left to go in period one. Carolina 1, Florida no score right here on Fox Sports Carolina. Started his career here in '96. We pointed that out. 5-minute major for charging, automatic game misconduct. So he was our Moe's hey, what do you say player tonight. Now it's Andrei Loktionov. If he scores a goal tonight, all Caniacs receive a free side of Moe's Famous Queso and hot fresh chips tomorrow at any Triangle locale.
Yeah, one last comment. I think it's a really tough break for Dvorak. I don't think the right call was made. I would love to see video review in major situations like that. By the way, Luongo and Dvorak missed playing here together by 1 year.
Goes off the stick of Colby Roback, and now it's played out of the corner. Left and back of the goal. Brian Campbell getting to it. 5:25 left to go in period one. In 10 seconds, Erik Gudbranson will be out of that Florida penalty box. And the Panthers will get their first power play. Vincent Trocheck looking for Upshaw with stick play out in front by Justin Falk. Roback on and off the twig of Scotty Upshaw. Getting to it is Andrei Sekera. Getting help from Justin Falk, who bounces it all the way down to Luongo.
And Luongo came here in 2000, and Radek Dvorak had left in '99 to become a New York Ranger. By the way, Justin Falk, whose game has not been up to what you expect from him for a considerable period of time, has been good here in the first.
Nick Bukestad lays it back in the power play. Kulikov all the way across for Thomas Fleischmann. Inside, helped along by Brad Boyes. Bukestad in the corner. It's loose underneath Justin Falk, who attempts to get back up, and it's blown dead.
I thought Falk struggled on his first or second shift by, playing the puck, not the body. And then he quickly made an adjustment, blocking a shot later in that same shift, and he seems to be more confident since then. Dave Lewis talked to him this morning at length after the morning skate, and he said, Justin, you need to be a player, both in games and in practice, that grows every day. You can never allow your career to plateau. So far, he's been better here tonight than he has been.
To the point now for Dmitry Kulikov. Along the wall, boys. This is Nick Bukestad, the rookie. To the outside it goes. Thomas Fleischmann, Kulikov. He'll look it over. Top of the ring, Boys. Brad Boys down deep. Bukestad fanned on by Bergenheim. He was pressured by Ron Hainsey, and they get it out. 2:04 left on the major penalty assessed to Carolina's Radek Dvorak. He's also been given the game misconduct to go along with it. Florida down the boards in the person of Fleischmann, now Kulikov. Around the clock for Boys. He'll settle it down. Brad Boys hits the man in the slot. It's sent back by Bergenheim. Now Kulikov off a stick. Goes off Riley Nash. And Patrick Dwyer kills some time.
And we spoke in our pregame show about the penalty killing. And the special teams have both been good for Carolina in the last couple of weeks. And the work that the forwards have done. It was the case there from Dwyer and Nash, creating pressure both in zone and up the ice.
Canes have come all the way back to 13th overall in terms of their penalty killing. Last 8 games, 95% efficient. Last 5 games, they've killed off 16 of 17.
I was just thinking, I don't think I ever had those types of percentages, certainly on any of my math tests back in the day when school was a part of my life.
Now it's carried out by Jordan Stahl. 2-on-1 with Falk holding onto it. A good read by Brian Campbell. 58 seconds left in the power play. Jimmy Hayes denied. Broken up by Nathan Gerby. Falk in control. He'll move it deep.
See why I say on the Hurricanes goal that you have to make the pass by the tops of the circles? If you don't, it evaporates after that, and you saw it case in point there. Key play by Semin on the boards to create the 2-on-1.
Kulikov, they gain entry. Belmore breaks it up. Now Gerby. Right in the Florida bench, and the bodies scatter all over the place.
Semin makes a key play that creates the odd man advantage. Good work along the boards. Right side of your screen, watch Semin. He's down low, comes below the circles. Jovanovski gets caught. And at this point, Jordan Stahl, he's got to make the decision by the tops of the circles. Same defenseman on the goal. Campbell makes an adjustment, and there makes the play he wasn't able to make on the only goal of the hockey game.
Last 35 games, 32 scoring points for Alex Semin. Florida down to 35 seconds in terms of this power play. Nick Bukestad will take the face-off, opposed by Manny Malhotra. Malhotra against Bukestad. The veteran wins it back. Hainsey moves it this way for the goal scorer, Yuri Tlusty. Cut off by Florida's Dmitry Kulikov. Bukestad denied by Brett Belmore, who has control. Goes off the body, corralled by Tlusty, and punched all the way out. Kulikov lost his balance. Tlusty lurking over him, and Florida's back on it. Only 14 seconds left in terms of the power play. Fleischmann broken up by Belmore. With one hand, he clears it all the way back in the Florida zone.
Yuri Tlusty's had a very noticeable, complete first period. He does things that you remember that make an impact even when he hasn't scored.
No shots in the power play for Florida. There's one even strength that's handled by Anton Hudobin. Shot taken by Scotty Upshaw.
And Anton Hudobin, when you look at his body of work this year, it is remarkable in games he has started, the number of times that he has given up 3 goals or less. You know, he has without question been the most consistent goaltender in the Carolina net, and that's what you look for.
Wiles now along the boards, broken up by Gomez and back out. Goodbranson. Moving all the way back away from Andrei Loktionov. Dylan Olsen through center off the stick of Howden. Played here by Lyles. Quentin Howden inside for Gomez. Punched by Upshaw and a good save by Hudobin. Getting to it is Lyles, pressured by Quentin Howden. Loktionov had it, lost it. Hurricanes in control as we see. Eric Stahl moved this way for Yuri Tlusty. Just about 90 seconds left in period 1. Shots are 12-8 Carolina. Andrei Loktionov pressured on the way through as he was tied up by Quentin Howden. Jovanovski, Colby Roback. Along the boards, Lindholm losing control, but now attempting to get one from Skinner. And the Panthers now will transition back out to center ice. Vincent Trocheck makes a cut, gets a little space, good pass. Winchester denied by Sekera. Brandon Peary working hard on the forecheck for Florida with 1 minute left in period one.
Trocheck has a lot of compete and a lot of skill. 2 chances here late where the Hurricanes didn't get pucks deep at the offensive blue line. They want to make sure to do that.
Now a loose puck. Swooping back is Riley Nash, and away they go. Nash sidesteps a check. He gets it deep.
Boy, Sekera mentioned that he watched film yesterday to see what he did wrong against the Islanders. They're a good stick. He has had another bounce back period. When he's had a bad night, they haven't lasted into the next game.
Bukestad moving up on Belmore. Nick Bukestad in control to the outside now of Jordan Stahl. Good pass. Udobin says no. Off Brad Boys. And now Nathan Gerby clears it back out. A foot race ensues. Patrick Dwyer has Jordan out in front. It goes astray. Belmore with a heavy pinch from the corner. Brett Belmore sends it all the way back. Ron Hainsey, 8 seconds left in the period. He'll play it along the kick plate. Jordan in control, centers one. And it's frozen but moved by Luongo, and that'll do it. Yuri Talusti will be Chantel McCabe's guest when she delivers the PNC Bank first intermission. He scored his 13th goal of the season at 9:09. And the Hurricanes have what they wanted in South Florida, a first period lead. Talusti has the game's only goals. We bring you back to South Florida, and the Panthers trip have a new goaltender.
I thought that based on Luongo being dazed after that Dvorak hit, that they might, because the protocol is anytime a goalie, former Hurricane Dan Ellis started this year with Dallas, anytime any player shows any symptoms, you're supposed to, of course, remove him to that quiet room and go through the baseline test to see if you think there's any chance of a head injury. My guess is they looked into that between periods, but pure speculation, and they erred on the side of caution.
So after that collision with Radek Dvorak, who's been expelled from the game, as Tripp pointed out, former Hurricane Dan Ellis, who started this season with the Dallas Stars. Tim Thomas was sent to the Dallas Stars, where he plays now with Kari Lehtinen. And Ellis, who signed a brand new contract with Dallas in the offseason, will pick up his career here.
And as I mentioned in the first period, Kari Lehtinen, these things all tie together, was on the receiving end of a hit recently from an attacking forward and was concussed. So that again plays into the fact that referees are human beings. They watch the out-of-town scoreboard, they watch highlights, and so they're, without the benefit of any type of replay, they're going to err on the side of making a call, which they should.
Scotty Upshaw with a steal, but then he gave it away, and Carolina will start from their own zone. Alex Semin for Eric Stahl, handcuffed by the pass, and now Upshaw back the other way. Scotty Upshaw, Vincent Trocheck, he'll get it deep. Out of the reach of Upshaw, and it's accepted here by Alex Semin. A long pass intended for Nathan Gerby, forcing Dan Ellis out to play it. Out of the corner. Good forechecking. Gerby shut down by Ellis. Loose out in front. Fleischman can't clear. Falk with it. His bid. Off a body. There's Gerby. There's Jordan. It goes wide. Off a stick. I believe off Goodbranson. And now the Panthers will survive as they get it out.
Well, the Hurricanes have started both periods on time. Actually, the Hurricanes players, to a man, felt that even though they didn't get a shot, their first shift to the hockey game against Nilsson and the goaltender for the Islanders and the rest of that New York club was good before things turned south in a hurry.
Boy, did they ever. Now comes all the way back. Falk in the corner, pressured by Sean Bergenheim. Out of that pileup, Hurricanes get to it. Just about 2 minutes gone in the second period. Andrej Sekera has time in his own zone, and out they come. This is Andrei Loktionov. Loktionov threads it across. Shot goes high off the stick of Justin Falk. And now moving down to it is Nick Bukestad.
Loktionov, there really seems to be a consistent nature to his game. That's a crisp pass right inside the offensive blue line. Again, make the pass early.
Out of the corner now. Sekera broken up. Eric Stahl away for Justin Falk, and out they come. Through the center zone, it's Talusti, the trailer. Loktionov, who has it? Andrei Loktionov off a body. It's loose. They score! Right place, right time again for Yuri Talusti, who's bagged 2 tonight, and the Hurricanes are up by a pair.
Well, you create your own luck in this league with effort and the right type of habits, and this line has had it. Let's take a look here. Here's Eric Stahl deep in his own end. So he's not just, this is more of a situation where he's playing like a centerman. And now they come up the ice cleanly, partial line change. And Jiri Tlusty wisely drops the puck to Laktianov, then drives the open seam that had been created with the initial net drive from Eric Staal. That is a 3-zone play. And there's no question that it should be a nice building block to convince these 3 players that good habits lead to rewards.
Scott Gomez cuts in over the line. Broken up by Harrison momentarily. Christopher Barch. Defending him is Riley Nash. It pops out. Goodbranson at the point. Wristing one. Turned out with a stick by Hudobin. And it goes out of play. Let's take a look at the first period numbers. Brought to you by Buffalo Brothers. Aw, man. Now I want wings.
You know, the Hurricanes started the game on time tonight. You see the penalty minutes discrepancy based on the Dvorak major. Jiri Tlusty, nice to see him having the type of night that he is. And for me, Jiri Tlusty is such a valuable player. Like I've said so many times, even when he doesn't score, as we dissect those numbers, and the Hurricanes have continued with that momentum for the first period into the second.
11 different players accounted for the 12 shots in period 1. Campbell with a shot through a maze, knocked down that time by Malhotra. In the center zone in control, Jesse Winchester. And deep it goes on Anton Hudobin.
Eric Staal played less than 16 minutes Tuesday. He's playing a lot tonight, being double shifted here. That was the least he's played all year against the Islanders in a game he's played the entire game.
Now Kulikov. Jesse Winchester by him, the former Ottawa Senator, pinned along the boards. Out of the 4-man scrum. Eric Staal in control, and away he goes.
He's being double shifted in Radek Dvorak's spot, and I'd ride him too at this point. He's certainly earning it tonight.
Hurricanes don't play again until Saturday night at home against Columbus. You can see it here, starting with Hurricanes live at 6:30. Winchester, and flung across by Quentin Howden. Along the boards and back out to center ice. The Hurricanes now will get it deep. Eric Goodbranson looks around, pressured by Riley Nash and Lindholm. Nash out in front, hands it off. Ellis got a piece of it. They center again, turning Lindholm off a body, going off Trocheck. Now it's played by Falk, by Skinner. Loose this way, Goodbranson on the wall. Advanced out of the zone by Jesse Winchester.
Boy, with their quickness, the Panthers' defense has really been made to look vulnerable by the Hurricanes so far in this hockey game.
Laktianov and Falk. The assist on the goal by Tlusty is second. Trocheck with a shot. Standing tall, Hudobin. Along the boards now, Vincent Trocheck. Inside again, turning to the outside is Thomas Fleischmann. Stopping and starting on Falk. He centers one. Great blocker save by Hudobin off of Upshaw. Trocheck is tied up by Falk. Out of that scrum now, Nash in support. It's dug out by Florida Scotty Upshaw. Trocheck will send it back to the point. Jovanovski. He'll elevate one deep. Falk picks it off, but it's knocked down with a high stick, so we get a stoppage.
Boy, to be able to move across as a smaller goalie and stay on your feet, right to left here, Hudobin, what a push. So he gets over and then has the courage, and it requires courage to stay on your feet on Trocheck, who I think has a very bright future. Trocheck had a second period goal against Robin Lehner of Ottawa the other night. That reminded me of Artur Zerbe, the way he played in the playoffs in 2002 to stay on his feet and play about a foot and a half taller than he was.
Campbell paired with Kulikov as they wind it back. The Hurricanes get the grouping out, centered by Jordan Staal. Gerby off of Ellis as it's turned in off the helmet of Jordan Staal. Out of the corner, Semin. Peppered by Sean Bergenheim. Jordan Staal, Nathan Gerby. Back to the point for Harrison. A screen wrister deflects out of play, and we get a stoppage. The Carolina Ale House is the spot for Cool Bars. Here's the next one in North Raleigh. April 1st, the Hurricanes are in Pittsburgh. Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for details.
Big save here for former Hurricane Dan Ellis. By the way, as we're going to take a look at a very quick push. Not even much of a push. He decides, hey, I don't want to get caught moving, so he stays deep. It's a smart read on his part, and then a quick pad. Luongo is not backing up, which I expected him not to be because, you know, good chance he's got some type of a head injury. So you see the backup chair. So what happens if Ellis goes down? It means you have ample time to dress somebody who's on that player's bench. You actually have to take one of your forwards or defensemen and dress him as a goaltender if, God forbid, Dan Ellis goes down in this hockey game.
And sometimes teams know who that body is, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's just any volunteers. They tee it up. Shot taken by Skinner. He attempts to get back to it. Brandon Peary now out to neutral ice. Quentin Howden knocked down by Belmore. You see it come all the way back in the Carolina zone.
Skinner double shifting with the fourth line. That's a set face-off play where the guy from the boards gets himself in a one-timing position because he's playing his offside. It was executed perfectly.
Outnumbered chance for the Hurricanes. Patrick Dwyer with Skinner and Malhotra. Ellis makes the save, and the rebound loose at the side of the goal. They punch it home. Jeff Skinner set up by Patrick Dwyer, and the Canes have a 3-0 lead.
Boy, some bad reads on the Florida defense here in this game, and the Hurricanes with their puck support, their effort. Let's watch Gabranson. He doesn't have a high forward. He's had 2 or 3 bad pinches in this game, but Dwyer has the speed. Passing lane taken away by Olsen, so he shoots, and then everybody else supports. Excellent work. It was the right decision to shoot the puck, and then Dwyer not only gets the rebound first, but then finds the back of the net and sees that Skinner's there. Skinner stops. He doesn't loop. He goes to the front of the net. He stays there. Such a big key, and the Hurricanes earned every bit of that goal. How about the coaches going with Skinner there, double shifting him with Malhotra and Dwyer there at the right time?
Khudobin now will leave it for John Michael Lyles. Dangerously out in front. Trocheck had the chance. He centers again. Fleischman. Khudobin says no. They locate the puck, and Khudobin has it underneath him. 13:59 left to go in the second period. It's been all Carolina, up by 3 in South Florida.
Back in the second, it's 3-0 Canes. Well, it's March Madness, and Riley Nash grew up playing some basketball, but he got even more into hoops when his cousin Kelly Olynyk played at Gonzaga. Now a center for the Celtics, Olynyk is from British Columbia as well, and Riley finally got to see his cousin play in person when the Canes were in Boston for the Celtics-Suns game a few weeks ago. Olynyk gave Nash a jersey. It was triple XL, and mind you, Riley's only 6 feet tall. His cousin is a whole foot taller, so the jersey fits Riley like a giant nightgown. John?
I'm sure it does. They carry it in. It's a great story. I did not know that.
That type of jersey, and going to Gonzaga, he must have, his cousin ingested a lot of Gorgonzola. Boy, this NCAA March Madness,
How you
my
doing?
bracket's, it's cooked.
Really?
Finito.
Okay.
Yeah, I had Kansas losing in the finals to Michigan. I still have Michigan alive.
Of course you do. Here's a chance. Khudobin says no on Scotty Upshaw. That's their best chance, and an excellent stop by Anton Khudobin.
His lateral movement has been terrific. It really has. As Florida's had some good chances here in this second period, despite the fact that Carolina has the only goal. There have been a lot of transitional chances both ways, but especially for the Hurricanes. Boy, Trocheck, good look here. Fleischman in the slot, and quickly to Upshaw in a shooting position. No-look pass, maybe some communication. Fleischman, I always liked him as a Washington Capital. Didn't watch him play a ton in Colorado, and thought he would be at a better point in his career. And you see that he has great hockey sense to see the ice, and what a save.
Upshaw has 5 shots so far tonight. Florida still seeking their first goal. 12:55 left in the second period. The latest goal for the Hurricanes, Jeff Skinner, his 28th goal of the season from Pat Dwyer at 5:46.
I know you worked in unison with your son on that NCAA.
Hold on. Khudobin says none of that twice. A couple of dandies by Anton Khudobin.
I got to talk to Brett Belmore about, we're talking about NCAA brackets up here, which I probably shouldn't be doing because I thought we were safe because the puck was on his stick and Florida's forecheck forced a turnover. Let's watch it here. Harrison takes a look. He sees he's got pressure. This is good D-to-D pass. Oh, boy. Don't go up the middle there if you're Belmore, who has been, a real find for Carolina this year. Keep that puck on the outside of the dots. Anytime you're hoping in the middle, it can lead to a goalie having to make another nice save.
Belmore along the boards in the Florida bench. No further play. 12:30 left, second period.
Khudobin just has the preparation, the routine, and the mental toughness to be able to locate that word called consistency. I think it has to do with practice habits. I think it has so much to do with what's between the ears. To be able to not just bring it here and there, but to bring it on most nights. And when you look at how often when he started, he's given up 3 or less, It tells you the proof is in the pudding.
Quite a run for Anton Khudobin. Quite a season where he has earned a brand new contract. Through the center zone, Nukestad. Roback. Now Carolina, as we see, takes over. Lyles paired with Hainsey. It ricochets around. A rolling puck. Hainsey gets there first, cut off by Bergenheim. Now the Hurricanes start again. The forward line is Loktionov, Eric, and Yuri Tlusty, who has 2 of the 3 goals. Loktionov in the zone with a shot kicked out by Ellis. The rebound knocked down at the defense. Now Loktionov losing control. The penalty will follow here against Carolina. Nick Bjugstad over the line is denied ice by Hainsey. Khudobin gets to it, and now Florida to the power play.
Smart shot from Loktionov before the eventual slash and the first chink in Eric Stahl's armor tonight, as he certainly would like to limit the number of stick penalties that he takes in a season, but I've liked everything else about his game. This is, yeah, that's a definite slash on the young defenseman Roback. I mean, that's just a habit-type play. Everything else has been good. That's the first chink deep in the Florida end, too, and this tough power play, 30th in league, will get a crack.
Second power play for the Panthers. No shots in their first. They will have a forward line of Vincent Trocheck, Brandon Peary, Jimmy Hayes, Brian Campbell, and Colby Roback will man their points. Out of the scrum, right out of the stick of Patrick Dwyer. The Hurricanes second with 10 shorthanded goals this season, but they do lead the league with 8 of those being scored on the road. A quick hitter. Looking for number 11 was Pat Dwyer, and Dan Ellis got across.
You know, John, it's good in tough times to look back and maybe think about things that made the Hurricanes successful the year they won the Cup. And I will tell you, every practice that year, any player committed what was deemed to be a stick infraction, he either had to skate laps or he had to drop and do about 50 push-ups. And so you had to pay a price in practice, and you quickly learned to change those stick habits. And I thought that was something that I tried not to overlook, because they didn't take many of those stick penalties that season.
Trocheck now, the young man from Pittsburgh, will reel it back in his own zone. Brian Campbell. Trocheck again out to center ice. This is Colby Roback. Checked on the way through by Jordan Stahl. Jordan digs it out, sets up Gerby. At the line, Brian Campbell now retreats all the way back. They start again. $1:14 left to go in the Florida power play. Brandon Peary to the outside for Trocheck. He'll turn away from Justin Falk to the point. Campbell this way, Roback and a give back. Loose along the boards, getting to it is Justin Falk. He'll kill time.
Good job clearing that puck. I'm really, really happy with Falk and Sekera so far in the first half of this game. They've gotten back to their game, and especially uplifting for Falk, who's had more of a prolonged tough stretch.
Florida crosses the line offside. A break here with 48 seconds left in the power play.
Remember the name, Vincent Trocheck. Grew up in Pittsburgh and then went and played in the Detroit area, then Saginaw and Plymouth, and he has a high level of compete, and you remember him every time he's on the ice. Most of it's to the good. Yeah. Every once in a while you remember him because he does something that young players do, but I think he has a very, very bright future.
Our good friend Tom Rowe is coaching their minor league affiliate, San Antonio, and he has coached many of these young players who are here now. As it's moved all the way back, Dmitry Kulikov will take over. 12 players under the age of 25 on their roster.
I talked to the guy that you nicknamed because of his back skates, the Executioner, Tom Rowe, this morning.
Yes, he's a good man. Kulikov with a shot, fought off by Khudobin. Bergenheim in tight quarters to the outside. Brad Boyes, one-timer, Fleischman. Khudobin says no, and he covers up.
Heck of a flurry there, and Khudobin is so quick through traffic. Hey, I mean, that's the one part you think, well, bigger goaltenders in terms of their height have an advantage because they can look around and see pucks through bodies much better. Here, Bergenheim had a good idea to try to bank it off of Khudobin. Khudobin wouldn't let it happen. Fleischman a forward way up top. That puck go off of Anton's glove or the Florida player?
Both.
Yeah, and how about the ability to locate? I would have to say he located that puck with his glove like a Panther.
Kulikov now will wind it back. Eric Stahl up and ready. Released from the penalty box. Gomez goes deep. Falk looks around, pressured by Scott Gomez. A turnover. Florida gets to it. Gomez now in the corner. Upshaw, good stick check on him. It was Andrei Loktionov. Now it's broken up by Eric Stahl. He lost the battle to Jesse Winchester, but he recovers, and out they go. A lead pass, Loktionov for Tlusty, who takes a hit to make a play. Eric now for Falk. His shot swallowed by Dan Ellis. 9:16 left to go in the second period. Canes assistant coach, John McLean, with our very own Chantel McCabe on the other side of this break.
It's 3-0 Carolina on the bench with Coach John McLean. People say there's no easy night in the NHL, but what's made your team so good so far tonight?
Oh, we got off to a good start. Everybody was prepared to play. We did a lot of little things. We made hard plays, like the goal. Eric Belly makes a hard play, makes a puck hard. If they don't get it, we get it. We get an opportunity, we capitalize. So everybody's working together, and we're down a guy here, but everybody's doing the right thing, so that's positive.
A good start. Good to see.
Yeah, thanks.
Off, and now Eric Stahl tries to whip it out in front. Broken up by Scott Gomez. Loosened back of the goal. Talusti and Jovanovski on the wall. Kicked by Upshaw. Played by Winchester. And out they go. Scotty Upshaw loses control, recovers, and everybody is back on side. Here he comes. No friends to pass to. He'll get it deep.
And the Hurricanes are not down a guy in the box. It's Radek Dvorak, of course.
Hudobin makes the save on Brad Boyes. 8:41 left in the second period.
Anton is slowing this game right down. I think Florida actually, despite being down 3-0, has had a much better second period than they were in the first. Good little move there from the former big-time score, really, with I guess it was it in St. Louis or Boston that Boyes had his best years, but that's where he was most productive and didn't exactly find the magic he was looking for in Buffalo.
One-time 40-goal scorer. And Florida is out shooting Carolina 10-9 in the second period. Skinner with a shot kicked out by Dan Ellis in relief of the injured Roberto Luongo, who was run by Carolina's Radek Dvorak in period one. Radek was given a game misconduct in that 5-minute major for charging during that sequence. The Canes in control with a 3-0 lead. Bukestad, Sean Bergenheim, Brad Boyes. Sweep check by Andre Sekera. Now Bukestad holding onto it. His shot sails high, and it careens all the way back in the Panthers zone.
Oh, that was a heck of a release there. Just missing high by Bukestad. His father, who played in the NHL. Ed Jovanovski actually thinks that he has a chance to be a Corey Perry or Ryan Getzlaff. He really believes that he's going to be a good one.
They crisscross. Trocheck lays it back, turning to the outside. Thomas Fleischmann moving up. Dmitry Kulikov. He has room. He'll dangle. Hudobin says no. A rebound. Hudobin down and out. Covers up.
Kulikov broke into this league and had a very encouraging rookie year, and things haven't necessarily progressed since then. He's either plateaued or digressed. Fleischmann, he's been very, very good in this period. Boy, good job of bringing the heels in, Jeff Skinner-esque, and Kulikov is able to create the lane to the net. Upshaw working his tail off in front, and Hudobin again stands ever so tall. Kulikov does a nice job to avoid contact with the goaltender and still create the chance. Kulikov played in the Russian national program for 4 or 5 years with Andrei Laktianov. They're very, very good friends, and the Russians play units of 5 with all their defensemen, so they not only were teammates, same unit.
Right off the draw, the shot goes wide. Shot taken by Brandon Peary. Now it's cleared out here by Ron Hainsey. Brian Campbell in control. We approach the 13-minute mark in the second period. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always as we emanate from BB&T Center in South Florida. Quentin Howden, Jimmy Hayes. Howden tries to advance, broken up by Hainsey. Ron Hainsey off the boards, not out. Held in by Brian Campbell. Inside it goes. They set it up again through the slot off the stick of Jimmy Hayes and played at dead center by the turning Dmitry Kulikov. As we take a look at the scoring chances, Carolina by 2 in that regard. Jeff Skinner goes deep.
Did you notice in that replay too that Hudobin lost his blocker and with his bare hand still went after that puck?
I thought so. Now Hayes. Laktianov swipes at one. Brian Campbell will cradle the puck back. Turning stick of Jimmy Hayes. 6.5 left to go in the second period. Florida stays home. They will see Montreal here on Saturday night. Misplayed by Hudobin. Played by Bukestad. Hudobin shuts it down. Loose at the side of the goal. And he freezes.
Boy, that's a nice little tweak and read by the linesman about hybrid icing. That was it at its at the value you want from it. I thought it was terrific, and Florida nullifies it. Let's watch the bare hand. Loses his blocker.
Oh, boy.
And he shows no hesitation to continue to try to track and fight for the puck. And Then he eventually covers up off of that fine job of the Panthers preventing icing in hybrid fashion, and is able to actually cover the puck for this whistle with that same blocker hand, but with the blocker on.
A wraparound chance that time by Bjugstad. The follow-up by Sean Bergenheim. And Bjugstad will now cross sticks with Riley Nash. Bjugstad is given the boot as we see. Boys comes in. Off the face-off, won by Nash. Shot by Andrej Sekera at the point. Colby Roback looking around, and Ed Jovanovski will take over.
John McLean talked about playing hard. That was a hard play from Skinner, making sure to get that puck out.
Bjugstad leaves it in back of the goal. Bergenheim goes to work. Sekera now for Carolina. Along the wall, a pinch by Ed Jovanovski. Inside for Nick Bjugstad. Sean Bergenheim mopped up by Sekera. Not out, though. Played at the point. Brad Boyes inserts. Sekera turns away from Bjugstad. 2-4 checkers on him. Out of the corner, it's loose. They get to it, it's Justin Falk, and away they go. On the flank, Lindholm, his shot caught easily by Dan Ellis. 5:38 left to go in the second period. Interesting game tonight in South Florida. The Canes up by 3. Stahl's been moved to left wing where he plays tonight. Earlier tonight, he told us about the position change.
With playing left wing with Lochte and Yuri, it's about trying to hang on to pucks, find open ice, and you know, create some offense by cycling down low and giving goes. You know, I think we did a good job of that. For me, I think with my skating at center is a little bit more better pace to my game, but I'm obviously willing to play wherever they think is going to give us the best result.
Well, the first goal that he sets up came from the benefit of him playing wing. And then the goal to begin this second period started with him really assuming the position of a centerman, coming down beneath the puck with power in his own end, and eventually the Hurricanes score a 3-zone goal. So we've seen both sides of it here in almost 2 periods of this game.
Jordan Stahl now gets it deep in the Florida zone. A good look at Dmitry Kulikov. Play is read by Jay Harrison. Jordan down deep. To the outside it goes. Here's Senin out in front for Gerby. Broken up. Good collapsing defense by Florida, and they wheel it back out to center ice.
It's all about right now for the rest of this year and moving forward. Again, I'll say it. Doing whatever is asked to help the team and help the organization. There's no I in team, and Eric Stahl's done a very fine job tonight. I thought he also did in Winnipeg when he was moved to this line of just controlling what he can control and going wherever the coach puts him. Now, this is why Kirk Muller would have put him on the wing, is it gives him a chance to go for it a bit more on that hard play up the ice from Belmore. Now here, this is the second period in his own end. This is more of the role he's accustomed to, being the low guy, helping the centerman, and eventually they come up the ice. He drives the net, creates a seam for Toulouse, and they score.
Can't argue with the results we've seen here tonight. Eric now move it back. John Michael Lyles, a turn, Toulouse. Eric Stahl through the center zone. Tries to do it himself. He walks in, and it rolls off his stick. Laktionov for Eric Stahl. Dylan Olsen on Yuri Toulouse in back of Dan Ellis. Toulouse, Laktionov, Ellis the save. Eric centers again. There's Toulouse for the hat trick. It's loose, and they poke it out. Brandon Peary got back. Florida in desperation advances out to neutral ice.
Boy, the effort of Eric Stahl. The only thing he's done wrong tonight was that bad stick penalty. Everything else, he's been the best player on the ice for either hockey club, and that is very good to see. It needs to continue, but good to see.
Brandon Peary with a shot caught by Anton Hudobin, but it was blown dead on a hand pass.
John, all of a sudden you create the right habits, and then you gain confidence, and you can make this inside-outside move on Dylan Olsen, make him look silly. And then you hound the puck, and you nearly score. Almost the third time that this line has scored tonight. And the guy that was really driving that train there without question was the captain.
Off the face-off now. Colby Roback, broken up here by Andrej Sekera, away from Nick Bjugstad. First in on the forecheck. In the center zone, it's Riley Nash, pestered by Colby Roback. They jam right in front of the penalty box as it kicks out. Bjugstad denied by Sekera. Now rolls around neutral ice, and getting to it here is Ed Jovanovski. Originally drafted by Florida back in 1994. First round pick now. Brad Boyes will send it all the way back.
Right around the time he actually won a World Junior Championship with Canada, and Pete Friesen was the trainer on the team.
To the outside, Bukestad holding onto it. Sekera defending him. Nick Bukestad broken up by Riley Nash. Pass goes behind Jeff Skinner and back out. Dmitry Kulikov paired with young Roback in control. He's pressured. It pops out. Sean Bergenheim in front of Dan Ellis. Now they're hemmed in a bit. Brad Boyes off a body in the center zone, captured by Vincent Trocheck. Handed off to Sean Bergenheim. He'll dangle and shoots it wide of Hudobin. Played here by Malhotra and back out.
Trocheck created that whole play to allow Bergenheim to come up the ice with a ton of speed.
Scotty Upshaw cuts. Broken up in front by Justin Falk. To the boards now. Jeff Skinner, who scored one of 3 goals tonight, goes cross corner. Getting to it first. Turning is Patrick Dwyer. Dwyer to the outside of Upshaw to the point. Laid along by Belmore. Manny Malhotra in back of the Florida goal, denied by Brian Campbell and wedged out of the zone by Thomas Fleischman.
So the fight that we talked about in our open to who can get to 30 goals first. Jeff Skinner has scored his 28th. Seven had that one early chance way back early in the first period, but really hasn't had much since.
Haven't seen much from him tonight. Now Eric drops it back for Patrick Dwyer. Dwyer in control. Lays it out in front. Jordan's chance is shut down by Ellis. Another chance rejected by Dan Ellis. As the opportunity at the side of the goal was there for Eric Stahl, who's in the middle of it all.
Hey, I'm looking down at the bench to make sure that Semon's even there, to be honest with you. And the Hurricanes are getting to the front of the net. Yes, Semon's on the ice now, but getting to the front of the net and not vacating the premises. You know, it's one thing to go there, but then leave immediately. Skinner's goal is a classic example. Go there, stop, and make sure that somebody's determined to get you out of there. Otherwise, stay.
Hainsey, face-off win by Jordan. Alex Semon. Good pass for Gerby off the stick of the defenseman. It's good Branson up top, Bergenheim from behind, and it goes out of play.
The Hurricanes did it again there. Skinner had one earlier where you have to win the face-off, but these are set face-off plays they work on. All right, this one is just simply put. Jordan Stahl tries to win it on the backhand to Semon for a quick shot, but Skinner had one where he was on the boards on his natural side, but if you win the draw, you go over to your offside for a one-timing opportunity.
A steal by Semon. He's pickpocketed by Scott Gomez, and out they go. Bergenheim. Good Branson over the line. Defending is Ron Hainsey. Eric Branson for Brad Boyes. Inside and deep, Scotty Gomez. To the outside for the young defenseman, Goodbranson. Back again on a cycle for Gomez. Off the stick. Played at the point. Fed along by Ed Jovanovski. Here's Bergenheim. Boys out in front. Good play going down. John Michael Lyles. Out to center ice. Nathan Gerby in the zone now. He'll pull up out in front. Jordan had his stick lifted by Goodbranson. Along the boards now with under a minute left in the second period. Eric Goodbranson in control, denied by Semon. Good poke check by Dan Ellis.
Yeah, that's something Semon has done throughout this hockey game. He's been very good at coming up with pucks, both in his own end and there offensively along the boards that have led to chances both ways.
Dan Ellis miscommunicates with his defense. See if Carolina can capitalize. Scotty Upshaw wins a foot race. Sets up Fleischman, and now Upshaw brings it along. Scotty Upshaw, 3 defenders back. He goes to the corner.
He almost hit the referee. I mean, that puck was beyond way off net.
Now it's played here by Talusti. Moving up, wide of Kulikov. A tough angle. He centers one in the skates of Andrei Loktionov. Trocheck, a lead pass. In the zone onside is Winchester. What a save, Hudobin. There it is. Sekera got to it. 7 seconds left in the period. Campbell, Kulikov hammers wide. Loosened back of the goal. Justin Falk away for Yuri Talusti, and that'll do it.
You look back to a rare, I'm going to say a rare one in Anton Hudobin's game last Friday in Chicago where Sharp and Taves beat him on breakaways. Boy, what an adjustment. Sekera has not misplayed pucks very much tonight like that, but look at that bailout from the goaltender. Similar move, actually, going to the backhand that Taves and Sharp used there. He went to school and was infinitely better. What a save.
Andrei Loktionov will be Chantel McCabe's guest when she delivers the PNC Bank second intermission. 40 minutes down here in South Florida, and the Hurricanes are pouring it on here tonight. It's been pretty exciting. Carolina looking for a bounce-back effort, and so far, so good, with a 3-0 lead over Florida. Nice look at South Beach on a Thursday night here in South Florida. Carolina up by 3, third period. Just about set to get underway here. Before we do, Chantel McCabe standing by with Canes goaltending coach Greg Steffen.
Coach, another great performance by Anton Hudobin so far, but where has his game improved the most so far this season?
I just think, he's such a great competitor. He's quick down low. He's quick with his legs. He anticipates very well. And games like this where he's giving up little 2-on-1s and stuff like that, he's really sharp. So, so far so good. We got a little sloppy, but I think they're going to have one more push at us here in the third, and we're going to have to control them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love his quickness through traffic, and I know Greg Steffen does too. And you think about that save at the end of the second period, that breakaway stop where he was patient. You always want to let the shooter make the first move. We'll take a look at some of his work, and you notice that he's not moving when these shots are taken. He stayed on his feet there and actually got over by old school crossing over to make the push, not an actual shuffle. And here, this is just compete. That's what Greg's talking about. This is ultra compete because he doesn't have a blocker. The blocker's back up in Georgia. And, he's just a fighter. He's a guy. Evgeny Nabokov, who backed up the other night for the Islanders, told me that nothing has ever come easy to Anton Hudobin in his life, and his game is sort of an extension of that. He fights for everything he gets.
Internal drive, and it really shows as we start this third period. John Forsland, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe, along with our fine crew here in South Florida. Brian Campbell scooped up by Anton Hudobin, and we get a stoppage.
Well, Jiri Tlusty, for me, is a very important piece of the puzzle moving forward, and I'll tell you why. He has the ability to make a positive impact on the game even when he doesn't score. Tonight he scored, but he's done other things. He wins battles in his own end. He's a safety valve defensively that allows other guys on his line up front to go for it. And I think he's a true team guy. I'm a big Jiri Tlusty fan.
John Michael Lyles on Jesse Winchester. Goes by Brandon Peary. Top of your screen. Dmitry Kulikov given a shove by Eric Stahl. A penalty will follow. Ellis to the bench. Relieved the starter, Roberto Luongo, injured in this game at the start of the second period. Florida now with 6 skaters on the ice. They'll start ahead.
That almost was a goal against. Remember last year, I think, against New Jersey, where Brodeur got a goal because Jordan Stahl took a penalty, and Brodeur was the last to touch it. That puck almost went in the net and would have been a legal goal because Florida, obviously, in this delayed sequence, was the last to touch it.
Kulikov over the line. Possession for John Michael Lyles, and the penalty now will be called.
Yeah, Lyles, who I think has been pretty good in his own end. And you see the use of his free hand, and as the puck works around to the other side, you see Florida player trying to work it back. I believe that's Staroback at the point. I'm sorry, Quentin Howden at the point, and nearly goes in the net. That happened to me once in high school hockey as a goaltender off for the delayed penalty, and boy, I had trouble accepting that and moving on.
Third power play for the Panthers. It goes by Fleischmann all the way back to Dan Ellis.
And, of course, even if Ellis would have been charged for a goal against there, even though he was on the bench.
Those are the breaks. It comes all the way back in on Hudobin. He took the loss on Tuesday night after Cam Ward was lifted after giving up 3 goals just about 7 minutes in. Brad Boyes this way for Nick Bukestad. Bukestad stops, lays it back for Boyes. He'll stick handle by Gerby. Bukestad one more time trading places with Boyes to the point. It's Dmitry Kulikov. Thomas Fleischmann. Kulikov again walking the line. At his side, Fleischmann will move it away from Nathan Gerby and Justin Falk. Now Kulikov at the point. Arister blocked. They get a chance for Fleischmann. A good block by Sekera, and he'll move it out.
Boy, you again go back to Sekera. Instead of trying to sugarcoat his game against the Islanders, watch film, start to finish of the game with Dave Lewis yesterday on an off day, and he has been noticeably better tonight. That's what makes him a pro.
Florida Canes entry. You're looking at Jimmy Hayes off the end wall. Brian Campbell moving up. Nash not out. Now Dwyer will, as they kill more time, and the Panthers are down to 43 seconds on the power play. Through neutral ice, Brandon Peary walks in for a chance. Wide of Hudobin. Laid outside the stripe by Ed Jovanovski.
We've seen the weaknesses of Brian Campbell. That's the good of Brian Campbell. What a good little play to create that outside seam, just a little one-touch pass.
Campbell for Brandon Peary. Final push on the man advantage. Through the center zone, Peary over the line. The trailer is Campbell. Off the stick of Hudobin. Peary over skates. Belmore, a steal. Semin deep in his own zone. Not out. Held in by Campbell. All the way across. They turn it. Brandon Peary off a skate. Off Eric Stahl. And that'll do it as far as the power play is concerned. Now Scott Gomez will lay it back for Dmitry Kulikov. Turning away from Alexander Semin. Even terms on the ice where it counts. Carolina by 3. Upshaw. Gomez with a shot. Swallowed by Hudobin.
Well, that's more of a routine save, although I think that Hudobin almost overextended his blocker there and needed the chest to make the save. Watch the play. Middle of the ice right here that Campbell makes. Draws the defenseman Belmore and creates the seam for Peary, I believe that is. Boy, that's the upside of Campbell. Problem is that if he isn't making that impact on the offensive side, he has trouble making it on the defensive side. He's not as multi-dimensional as some other defensemen are.
Carolina starts fresh from their own zone. Jeff Skinner behind Riley Nash. He's in onside. Working Goodbranson, who plays it well out of the corner. Turning with it here is Upshaw. Out to dead center. Fielded by Harrison, now Lyles. Lays it along. Jay Harrison at the top of your screen will scale it in.
And that's why Campbell was slotted where he was, probably as a 4 or 5 offensive defenseman when Chicago won their first cup. He was perfectly slotted on that particular team.
Puck is carried out here by Jimmy Hayes. Moving it by Lyles. You see it up close. Lyles tries to wheel off for Riley Nash, pressured by Campbell. Harrison looks around. 2 forecheckers in on him. This way, all alone and carrying out is Elias Lindholm. He'll go to the open corner, never got there, caught by Dan Ellis. He'll set it up for the D. Kulikov, a quick up for Sean Bergenheim, and away they go. Bukestad on the wall, boys. He goes cross corner. Bergenheim is in first. Sean Bergenheim. Moving it now is Nick Bukestad, defended by Justin Falk. Bergenheim in support. Bukestad is taken down. No call. Along the wall and back. Campbell at the point. Point to point. Turning is Kulikov. Dmitry Kulikov goes to work. Bukestad in back of the goal. Pressured by Falk. Stolen by Andre Sekera. And away they go.
Elusive ability again of Kulikov, and that's been noticeable. Of course, his plus-minus is noticeable too. He's really in the negative pretty good on that front. And I still believe, he's one of those defensemen. He's going to get it eventually. Defensemen take so long to mature.
Ron Hainsey coming back with open ice. Florida changing on the fly. Chipped along by Manny Malhotra. Played ahead of the line by Dan Ellis. Broken up by Skinner, now Malhotra. Jeff Skinner, who scored his 28th goal of the season tonight. Out of the corner, Malhotra grinding for Carolina. Vincent Trocheck with it through the center zone and back.
And Skinner scored his 28th, being double shifted on this 4th line in Radek Dvorak's spot, and he's getting another chance at it again here.
Over the line now, Fleischman. Dvorak was given a game misconduct for a hit on Roberto Luongo in period 1. Skinner pulls up, off a skate, off Ed Jovanovski. Played here by Scotty Upshaw. He'll turn it back in his own zone, and they start again.
You can just see that Skinner more in the last 2 games, including this in the game against the Islanders, he wants the puck. He looked hesitant to want it for quite a while there, and he just wants it on his stick.
You can tell when he is feeling the game. It's quite evident. Over the line now, Jordan Stahl broken up by Goodbranson. Carolina carries in offside. We'll take a look at a Coors Light cold hard fact here, and Scotty Upshaw has only 35 scoring points this season. We'll take a look at it. An odd stat here. Fewest points to lead a team since 74-75. Scott Pellerin, who spent a little bit of time as a Carolina Hurricane, had 39 points for the 0-1 Minnesota Wild.
Former Maine Black Bear Pellerin, and I believe that as long as the Panthers they say they're going to spend money in free agency, as long as they do that wisely and realize you don't really win cups in free agency. I like their young pieces a lot. I think with the right culture, they have something that is truly a foundation right now. Of course, Luongo, hopefully his injury not too serious. He gives them that credibility too.
They have new ownership here. Gomez through the blue and out. Kulikov, Gomez in back of the goal. We'll have to decide on the coach as they set this up for the future. Kulikov with a bid blocked off his own man, Jesse Winchester. Carolina survives as they get it out. A lead pass here for Eric Stahl. Stahl on Goodbranson, given a jolt. Eric protects the puck well. Loktionov, short side held by Ellis, and he recovers on Toulouse. Right on the doorstep. looking for that third goal tonight. Just about 7 minutes gone in this third period. Two former teammates talk it over. Good play by Eric Stahl. Leary Taluski with a chance.
Back in the third, Carolina with a 3-0 lead. Over the last 5 years, the Canes have partnered with St. Baldrick's Foundation to raise money and support for pediatric cancer. This year on Tuesday, with over 200 Caniacs shaving their head for the cause, a record amount was raised over $68,000 this week. And since the event started, over 900 haircuts have happened, and a good chunk of this money supports research and care right in the Triangle area. John?
Thank you, Chantel. And you know, a lot of the time, you pay attention, obviously, to the wins and the losses, but there's a lot more to it when you have a professional franchise in your area. Situations like that are so important. Every year, the Hurricanes, with that great initiative, step up for St. Baldrick's.
Yeah, they sure do, and the way kids, Hurricanes fans do. I mean, it's the kids, really, that support each other and really sort of compete in a good way of raising the most money they can. And I continue to think that kids need to be well protected because of the fact that they come into this world so positive. Their first thought is positive, not negative. And I think that's something as adults that we can truly learn from on a daily basis. And we have to keep them healthy. Jane Hoppin at St. Baldrick's and the Hurricanes have just done a great job, and namely the fans supporting them.
Outstanding work by all. Jeff Skinner out to center ice. Riley Nash away from Scotty Upshaw, who has 6 shots on goal tonight. Nash pulls up off a body. It's loose. The block was made by Roback, and it comes back out to neutral ice. Ron Hainsey right back in the Florida zone.
Roback, your buddy Tom Rowe, former Hurricanes coach, was raving about what a big shot he's got this morning when I talked to him, the guy you call the executioner.
Upshaw has room. Here it comes. It deflects wide of Hudobin. Cleaned up by Hainsey. Trocheck along the wall, and now Nash tries to move it by. The pinch on him was Scotty Upshaw, and it's played here by John Michael Lyles and deflected back out. Colby Roback over the line, the rookie defenseman out in front, out of the reach of Scotty Upshaw. Dwyer tries to clear. Upshaw again to an open corner, and the Hurricanes race back for it.
Lyles took a penalty in his own end earlier in this period, but he's played some of his best hockey in his own end, both before and after he returned from his concussion. So I hope that continues, because that makes him more than just a one-trick pony. I talked about Campbell earlier in this period, and you want to make sure that you can do other things when really your meal ticket isn't going, because it's not going to go the whole year.
Through the middle and out, this is Jimmy Hayes. The Boston boy over the line with a shot wide of Hudobin, loosened back of the goal. Belmore taken down, given a jolt by Quentin Howden. Moving up here is Brian Campbell. Was by him. Harrison tries to advance out. Loose. The Panthers jump on it. Hayes inside. Intended for Gomez. Getting back was Manny Malhotra. The Hurricanes will win a battle and punch it out.
The guy who won the battle, it really would be one of Tom Rowe's biggest proteges, Patrick Dwyer. And Patrick Dwyer told me that Tom Rowe rode him very hard, but Tom Rowe liked players that would challenge their coach, and he did. He respected that.
Sean Bergenheim, top of your screen for Nick Bukestad. Bukestad with a trailer on a change. It was boys, nullified by Jordan, and out they go. Alex Semin behind Jordan Stahl, broken up by Bukestad, and the Panthers turn it back. Here's Sean Bergenheim over the line, swooping in, laying it back for Boys. Boys off a stick, it deflects in, loose out in front. Falk is defending for Carolina. He has control, and away they go.
He has been infinitely better. Really, Falk not good since the Olympic break, and he has been good tonight.
Nathan Gerby caught by Dan Ellis. Let's update everybody tonight, Trip, on our Storm Tracker.
And I consider Falk now a leader. So he's part of the leadership crew. So is Sekera. And the first guy you think of course, is the captain. He has been, other than that stick penalty in the second period, he's been outstanding here tonight. Energy and execution. The Hurricanes have had both. You've got to have both. And defensive zone pride. I mean, Hudobin's been very good, but how often have you seen one of these black jerseys on the defensive side of the puck where a white one can't get there?
Carolina looking for their third win. 3 tries against Florida. That's it. No longer division rivals. At the point, shot taken by Roback goes wide. Gudbranson moving up on Eric Stahl. Here's Jesse Winchester, broken up by Eric Stahl. Eric along the wall, not out. Gudbranson with a shot, blocked off his own man, Quentin Howden. And now Hainsey dumps it out of play, and we'll see. They'll talk it over. We'll tell you about it when we come back. 9:36 left to go in this third period. Carolina 3 in Florida. No score. Well, the Hurricanes They won't see the cannon in Raleigh on Saturday. At least we hope not. But the Columbus Blue Jackets trip will be there, starting with Hurricanes live at 6:30 from PNC Arena on Fox Sports Carolinas.
I'm not going to miss that cannon. I prefer sirens. But I will tell you, Ryan Johansson is the real deal. Still so young as a centerman out of the Western Hockey League, but Carolina's going to play in some extremely meaningful games against desperate hockey clubs like Columbus, Detroit, Washington, just to name a couple here in this final stretch. And these are very important hockey games.
They have an out-of-conference game left with Dallas. That could be very interesting, as they are very much in the mix now. Winchester walks in. Hudobin shuts it down. Centering pass off Lyles. Campbell across. He gets it back. Brian Campbell with a wrister tip. Hudobin cleans it up. Kulikov to the outside. Brian Campbell now plays it along the glass. He takes a hit from Lyles. Quentin Howden for Florida. Jesse Winchester. Winchester along the boards. Lindholm turns. Brandon Peary is on him. Peary now tries to make it happen for the Cats. He'll knock it down. Lyles defends. He'll move it around the wall this way for Ron Hainsey. As we see it from ice level, he'll dump it out. Kulikov turns it back for Upshall. Here it comes. It goes high with Hudobin getting a piece of it. Hainsey around the boards, not out. Walking the line, Fleischman. Turning stick and carried here by Vincent Trocheck. Pinned along by Roback and turned back by Upshall. Scotty Upshall. Vincent Trocheck with a shot off a body off Hainsey. Loose to the corner. Fleischman for Florida. He's broken up as they rally along the boards now. They continue that scrum. Lyles on Fleischman as we see. And Jovanovski for Thomas Fleischman. He'll walk it. Trocheck is out in front. Little fancy play by Thomas Fleischman. Colby Roback pinned by Hainsey. It pops out. Fleischman. It goes high. Good pressure by Florida. Jovanovski. Vincent Trocheck off a couple of bodies. Dwyer alone will play it off the glass and spring Jeff Skinner.
Skinner's been on for a long time, so it's time for him to get off. Heady play from Dwyer. Dwyer knows how to keep his brain on when he gets tired, which not all players know how to do.
But an important facet of life. Now it's played here by Justin Falk. Tied up along the wall. Bergenheim in control. Got Branson with a shot wide of Hudobin. Loose along the boards again, Dylan Olsen. He'll move it inside. Getting to it is Justin Falk taking a hit, setting up Manny Malhotra, and out they go.
I was once having a libation down here in South Florida, and a friend of mine told me the most powerful organ there is right between the ears, and it is the mind. And when you get tired, sometimes that mind stops working.
Bergenheim off his skate. Turned out by Andrei Loktionov. Loktionov on the off wing stops. Throws a bit of snow on Goodbranson, who gives him a rough ride. As they jockey along the boards, Belmore feeds it deep. Loktionov lurking, moves it along nicely for Alex Semin. Semin delays, sets up Jordan. Inside it goes off Campbell. Loktionov forked wide. Back to the point. Brett Belmore. His wrister easily detected by Dan Ellis and played here by Nick Bukestad. Bukestad lays it along for Brian Campbell. Partial change for both teams. Campbell to the outside. Good cleanup by Jay Harrison, but not out. Jimmy Hayes got to it. He'll feed it to an open wing.
Good stick on the ice from Harrison. Comes back with a stick right on the ice, so he doesn't have to actually lower it. That can be the difference of making the play or not.
Dmitry Kulikov with a steal. Here he comes at the line at Scott Gomez. He'll saddle it deep and odd. Karam loose out in front. Hudobin got back. Shuts that one down, and Carolina will survive.
That was a good read and route by Belmore that prevents the bad break from costing.
Gomez, Kulikov, Brandon Peary, a tough angle. He'll center one by Hayes. Gomez, now Kulikov, winding it back. One-timer taken, caught by Hudobin. The shot by Colby Roback from well out. Anton Hudobin has had a night, even when he puts himself in a bit of trouble. 31, back on the spot. Welcome back, everyone. Professor, you want to do a little teaching here?
Key teaching moment. This is Lyles. It's 3-0 Carolina. Skinner does not want this route. Hang on for 1 sec. Take this more conservative route. And all of a sudden it would have been a 2-on-2. Maybe with Kulikov jumping in, still a 3-on-2, but, you know, play the scoreboard there.
Buck Karam's around, off the draw. Scotty Upshall moving it inside. Played here by Fleischman. He'll dangle out in front, defended by Manny Malhotra. Trocheck getting to it, broken up by Justin Falk, scooping back out to center ice. Kulikov drilling back in his own zone off the stick of Yuri Tlusty, who has 2 goals tonight. Eric Stahl, Andrei Loktionov, back for the captain, denied by Scotty Upshaw. Eric Stahl now the inside track on Kulikov from the corner. It rolls deep in the Florida zone. Thomas Fleischmann. Pinching down on him was Justin Falk, and away they go. Vincent Trocheck. Trocheck at the line. No quarter given by Andrej Sekera. That forced the offside. Let's tell the story of this one. All 3 goals scored by Carolina.
Well, the key is puck support and being able to come out with a purpose in different ways from your own end. And you can't really appreciate that to its full extent, but it was the common denominator in all 3. Skinner there being double shifted for the 3rd goal on the 4th line. And you look at what happens when Tlusty scores, and I'd love to see him. He could still get hot and hit 20 goals. You know, here in these last 10 games, the factor how his season started, of course, having that head injury early in training camp. I like the things he does, as I keep saying, even when he's not finding the back of the net.
Through neutral ice, Bukestad swoops in wide of Hudobin. Played by Riley Nash off the corner wall. Roback. Moving by him, Jeff Skinner with Lindholm. Skinner stops, cuts. Blocked on the way through by Goodbranson. Turning back with it now, Colby Roback, and all the way back across. 4:29 left in this 3rd period. Panthers now move in onside. Brad Boyes, defended by Riley Nash. And Coyley tries to clear, but not out. Bukestad looks around. Goodbranson with a shot. It goes high on a tip and out of play.
John, I have to show this. I mean, this is a very skilled play. Let's watch Skinner, okay? It's 3-0 right now. This is a heck of a play to be able to strip Roback of the puck. That's a bad route. That's a soft play. That's not, it works out, but that's not hard hockey. Remember when John McClain talked about hard hockey in the 2nd period? If you're down a goal at this point with 4:15 left, go for it. But now when you're 3-0, that's a habit you want to correct, as much as it turned out in that particular case.
Campbell goes deep. Belmore moves it. Moving down the boards was Jovanovski. And Jovanovski inside for Brandon Peary. This way, Scott Gomez. Peary again. Gomez on the flank. Scott Gomez to the point. Jovanovski holding on to it inside again for Scotty Gomez out in front. What a stop by Hudobin off Jimmy Hayes. Getting to it now. A good stick as it's wheeled out of the zone by Pat Dwyer.
Did you see where Dwyer's positioning was there? Right underneath the puck after an excellent point-blank save from Anton Hudobin.
Brian Campbell for Jimmy Hayes at the line. Broken up by Andrei Loktionov. 3:27 left in this 3rd period. Hurricanes coming off a very disappointing loss at home against the Islanders Tuesday night. Bouncing back with a 3-goal cushion here in South Florida. Thomas Fleischmann. And should they win tonight, the first time in franchise history that they will sweep the Florida club in the season series.
And that would and will be perhaps a major feather in their cap in an otherwise tough year. Let's watch here Anton Hudobin. Just watch his movement, okay? Uses the post. Oh, man, he doesn't have time to get all the way over, but gets in that butterfly position almost as he's moving. And again, I'll say it, that, you know, the book was this guy, major upside, a fighter when he came from backing up Tuukka Rask, but he's been a guy that's been able to do it and provide consistent net minding as the weeks have turned into months at this point. Very, very encouraging.
About 17 minutes gone in this 3rd period. The Canes come home and take on the Columbus Blue Jackets on Saturday night at PNC Arena. Good sweep check by Andrej Sekera. Be the final meeting with the Jackets this season, who are in a logjam in terms of the final wild card spot, or possibly one of the playoff spots in the division. The final 2 weeks will be absolutely grueling for everybody, and they have a tough stretch. They have a 5-game stretch in 7 days to close the season.
Well, they have that postponed game due to the scare with Rich Beverly in Dallas. That, you know, it'll be part of that stretch. They're actually up 1-0 in the game, but they'll still play 60 minutes. And Andrej Sekera, Kirk Muller has to be very, very pleased. And you look at, well, let's look at 2 of the best players in this game. Eric Stahl's been very good in the leadership capacity too, but Andrej Sekera and Anton Hudobin. You look at their value in this hockey game. Sekera coming off a tough night, and Hudobin continuing to do what he's done for a while. They have both been very, very good.
Brad Boys for Sean Bergenheim off Jordan Stahl. To the outside, Bukestad. He throws on the brakes, defended by Lyles. You see it. To the point. Throwback off a body. Off Bergenheim out in front. Neutral ice, it's Nathan Gerby. Going to get behind the Florida defense.
I'd be using Pat Dwyer in this situation every other shift too. You know, until other players prove that they can be trusted in these situations. He's the right guy and he does the work.
Loktionov on his backhand wide. Played here. Settled down by Eric Stahl. Andre Loktionov. Here's the captain again, Talusti. Blocked by Brian Campbell. Played by Loktionov. Brett Belmore. Eric Stahl. Eric now turns away from Campbell. Through the middle, intended for Loktionov, who got there, but it's laid back out to center. Slammed ahead by Belmore. 1:25 left.
If he plays the final 9 games like he's played so far, the Hurricanes are going to have a decision to make with Loktionov because I think he has a very bright future. I really do.
I agree. Talusti looking for the hat trick. A nice save by Dan Ellis. 70 seconds left. Belmore on his horse. Pressured by Jimmy Hayes. It rolls around. Florida out shooting Carolina 33-32. Where it counts, Canes by 3. Gomez. Inside Goodbranson. Under a minute left. To the outside. On a cycle for Gomez. Riley Nash is guarding him. Centering pass detected by Nash. Loose right out in front of Hudobin. Brandon Peary given a shove by Nash. 42 seconds left. Goodbranson. Here it comes. Off the pad of Hudobin. Harrison knocked down by Jimmy Hayes. Inside again for Gomez, given a jolt by Harrison. Brandon Peary. Hayes with a shot. Well high. Kulikov. 28 seconds left. A block here by Brett Belmore. He will ice the puck in this scenario and will swing it back.
And time to burn the timeout, I'm sure. Because even though it looks like the Hurricanes are well on their way to sweeping this season series, you need to take care of one last item of business for Anton Hudobin that they came so close to taking care of in Columbus not so long ago. And so, you know, give the team a chance to finish this for Anton. And by the way, when I mentioned Loktionov, a fellow Russian to Hudobin, a decision to make. It's not a big decision with where he's at. He's a restricted free agent. They just have to qualify him. But the Hurricanes, I'm sure, are going to look at everything at the end of this year, and they're going to probably try to figure out what their identity is for their forward line. They do have a decent number of smaller forwards. He's one of them, but I'd like to see him continue to develop because he's so young, and I didn't realize he's so reliable defensively. He's really made a very sound impression with me.
When you come from New Jersey, started with Los Angeles, and that team too, lots of structure, the LA Kings, and we know about New Jersey. We've known about that for years, regardless of who the coach is. They come from a place, he does, where he's been taught some real sound defensive concepts.
Yeah, I'll say it again. You know, you don't usually talk about a player's representation, but when your representation is Igor Larionov, that part of his life is going to, I have full faith, going to be steered in the right direction.
21 and a fraction left here in South Florida. One story left, 17 seconds. To the corner, Bergenheim. Belmore defending for Carolina. Fleischman and Bergenheim on him. 9 seconds. Upshaw off a body. Defended that time. Scooped out of the zone. Cleared all the way back towards the empty net and wide. Will swing it back with 1.6 on the clock as Riley Nash almost had one from about 191 feet.
Look at it. How many Hurricanes do you see in the screen? All 5. That's always a good sign. And Nash, nice job gathering that puck, getting it on his forehand. He just misses. I think that Upshaw's going to have no choice but to try to go forward here, and let's make sure that the Hurricanes ensure what's at stake.
One back for Kulikov. There it is. It deflects wide. His first shutout as a Carolina Hurricane. His 3rd lifetime as Anton Hudobin gets it done.
Pretty good surprise face-off win there because I think he had everybody on Carolina thinking he was going forward. He went back at the last second, and it leads to a pretty good chance. Anton Hudobin, more than anything, has the mental toughness and the practice habits that are leading to the type of regular net mining that he's bringing from week to week and month to month. And I will say this, whatever the future holds, he and Cam Ward both guys that identify with each other playing the position. They clearly do have a very supportive relationship, along with Justin Peters as well, with 3 on this team.
You Caniacs have won tonight, too. Go to papajohns.com tomorrow. Enter the promo code Caniac. Get 50% off your menu-priced online order at participating restaurants. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. So it was a character check tonight for the Carolina Hurricanes, no question. After falling to the New York Islanders at home on Tuesday night, they all respond to a man here in South Florida, led by their goaltender, Anton Khudobin, Jiri Tlusty with 2 goals, and the leadership from the top end, led by the captain, Eric Stahl. Hurricanes Live, total post-game coverage comes your way next. Final count, Carolina 3, Florida. No score on Fox Sports Carolinas.